And right now, we still have 12 federal spending bills that need to be passed before Congress does leave for the holidays. So far, they finished none of them. And they're facing another deadline to fund the government before we start hearing about another government shutdown again. Joining us right now with more is Executive Vice President of the National Taxpayers Union, Brandon Arnold. Good morning to you, Brandon. Great to see you.
Morning.
So these continuing resolutions have kept the government open, and it's exactly why some GOP lawmakers did not want this, because you're just kicking the can down the road constantly. How are these CRs inherently bad for the government and the economy?
I mean, first and foremost, this is the #1 item on Congress's annual to-do list, and yet they can't seem to get it done. So fundamentally, we're paying millions of dollars, more than millions of dollars, each and every year for these Congress people to pass these bills. They're not getting it done. Do your job. But secondly, these bills need to be different from year to year. We have different challenges facing this country: economic challenges, foreign policy challenges, border security challenges. So as these challenges change, we need different spending bills that allot our resources to where they're most needed. When Congress fails at this, all they're doing is not only a dereliction of their own responsibilities, but they're ceding additional authority to the president, in this case Biden, to do whatever the heck he wants with our federal tax dollars. That's a big no-no.
And meantime, the administration, the Biden administration, expanding the power right now of the executive branch. What is the president doing?
Yeah, I mean, we're seeing this enormous power grab, and he's not the first president to do that, but he continues this trend of pulling more and more power away from Congress, close to the people, and bringing it to the executive branch, where unelected bureaucrats at the IRS, for instance, are creating a new tax prep service that would compete with TurboTax and other products. We see the Federal Trade Commission just completely off the rails, going after initially big tech companies, but now trying to stop mergers for supermarkets and block Subway acquisition or big sandwich companies. It's just ludicrous. And the biggest thing that Congress can do to rein in this administration is pass appropriation bills that block some of these ridiculous actions. When it fails to do so, once again, it's just turning more authority over to the president.
Yeah, what's it going to take to curb spending and rein in the Biden administration on this?
Well, it's a tough thing to do, especially as you just mentioned, with these dwindling majorities that House Republicans have. But at some point, they're going to have to recognize that the perfect cannot be the enemy of the good. Appropriations bills are never perfect. You're going to have to swallow some bad stuff along with the good stuff. But members of Congress, particularly House Republicans who have been absolutely dysfunctional, need to realize that they have to get these bills done, and that they're going to have to make agreements with Democrats, those in the Senate, and of course Biden, whose signature they need to enact these into law. They're going to have to make some deals. They're going to have to accept some policies that they may not be crazy about for the greater good here.
And you say they really need to create a fiscal commission to look at longer term challenges and some of those structural imbalances. Tell me more about this.
Yeah, fiscal commission, I think, is absolutely critical now, and this should be attached to any kind of spending legislation before it goes to the president's desk. A fiscal commission needs to put all spending on the table, even stuff that we may not be crazy about touching, but we need to look at reforms to Social Security, Medicare, popular programs. Our defense budget needs to be examined in a very, very detailed fashion. They've failed 6 consecutive audits at the Pentagon. So we need a holistic approach to what is wrong in our federal budget, what can be trimmed, and whatever the fiscal commission comes up with needs to immediately go to the House and the Senate. They can't continue to hide under a rock when our national debt is skyrocketing. They need to address this issue. I think a fiscal commission will force them to do so, and that's exactly what we need right now.
Executive Vice President of the National Taxpayers Union, Brandon Arnold. Great to see you. Thanks for joining us.
Yeah.